a big part of my role is helping clients to emotionally go through this process and to start thinking more like an investor. For example, if you're going to buy somewhere where you're going to live, it's a totally different hat, because my bigger interest is, oh, is the living room like this? And, can I see this out of my window? Or, all those sort of nice things that you look for when you're going to live somewhere, which is fine. When I'm looking at this from an investment perspective, which is what we're about, I put on a different hat. Of course, I'm looking at the numbers, massively. They're really important. But there are the fundamentals outside of the numbers as well. Sometimes, people often just go straight into the numbers, and think, oh, these look really good. And I call some of these investments on paper investments where the numbers look so great, but actually you're not going to realize those numbers. So for me, what's more important is to strip that emotion, but yes, numbers, but then focus on the fundamentals of the investment. There's a bit of an overlap, I suppose, with the stock market and property here. They say if you're going to invest in stock, don't just keep chasing, oh, this is priced low, this is priced high, in and out. The actual real investors, they invest into the fundamentals of the company because they believe this product, this company, I think AI is a big thing right now, so everyone's like, if you feel that this model here is this business is going to take off because I like the fundamentals of what it's being built on and what it's going to deliver, who's behind it, and property is no different. I look at property as like, let me see the fundamentals of this area. Can I see there's a transport network close by? We operate massively in what we call the regeneration sector. So that's like buying properties in areas which might and probably are not where me or you want to live today necessarily, but we do the research of how much money is being injected into the area by either a big developer, government, businesses, transport connections coming out, all these sort of things. And I buy into that because those are the areas that I've seen through my 15 plus years create the biggest uplift. So I wouldn't have lived in some of these areas when I invested in them. But when I look at them 10 years later, I'm like, 100% I would live in them. And I can sort of reel off example after example,
Yeah.
So yeah, it is about stripping that emotion away up to a certain degree, working on it. And it won't come straight away, but it will happen through education, which is a big part of my role.
Yeah, fine. Okay, that makes sense.